Hi, how are you all doing? Please, please, please. I want you all to like, share, and invite your friends and let them know that your host, Dorothy Hart, is on. It is my pleasure to be here with you on tonight. And I'm so excited about what we're going to be talking about. Okay? So, yes, it's Dorothy Hart with the Gossip Show. And this is Thursday night. It's our time to come together and chit chat. So get your coffee, get your tea, grab you something to drink, and come and sit down with me and let's chit chat. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about maintaining values when your character has been fractured. Oftentimes we go through things and our character just get fractured, right? So we're going to dive into that a little bit tonight and see how it is. Because, oftentimes in life, we've been trained how to succeed at things. But nobody never took out the time to talk to us and tell us what we should do or how we should react when we fail. And when we fail at life, we all have had some failures, right? But when you fail, when you fall down, you got to fall back up. Yeah, not just get back up, fall back up. Because it's going to be a gradual process. You have to find your way back to where you were and where you need to be. So when you're trying to succeed in life, your character gets fractured. You're bruised, you're broken, you're shattered. But anytime that we're shattered, the potter can put us back together again. So when you know who you are, you can stand and you can come back from being broken. Okay, so when you're broken, you're not just shattered, You're like everything is broken around you. You're broken in your relationships with your friends, your associates, with your children at home. Maybe if you have a spouse, you might be broken in your marriage because you're not communicating the way you need to communicate. You may be considered like you're disqualified during that time because you're depressed and you're just going through some things. But if you still believe in yourself, you are still valuable and you haven't lost it, okay? So when you fall down, you have to learn how to fall back up again. So as a leader in this world, you have to reassure yourself that your morals and your values are valuable to your character, who you are as a person. So when you are leaders and leaders, they fail, they need room for restoration, okay? They have to come back to be who they need to be. So coming back when you fail includes making sure you get back to who you are destined to be. That's what it's all about, okay? So we just need to know how to be able to do that. We have to understand that the foundation of any leader is their character. So the greatest protection of leadership is character. Okay, so when you have good character, you're protected. Talents and gifts are only as safe as your character are. So you have to maintain that character that belongs to you. Don't let anybody break you down to where you lose who you are and you don't know who you are anymore, or you get caught up in a bad lifestyle to where you feel like you can't come back. Your character is the container of your skills. Your character is the container of your talents. Your character also holds your gifts. You don't want to lose your gifts. Like, share, and invite your friends and let them know what we're talking about. Okay? Let them come on and join us tonight. Now, if you break the container, you're going to lose your skill. So it's just like if you open a jug of milk and the top is off, all right, and you knock it over, you spill it all out, and it's just gone. You don't have it anymore, right? Okay, so that's just like if you have a cup of coffee and you drop the cup and you break the cup, you waste your coffee, right? So you don't want to lose your skills, you don't want to lose your talents, and you don't want to lose your gifts. But anytime you lose something, it can be captured again. The foundation of character is your values. Do you value yourself? Your values is what's going to produce your morals. Your character is manifested when your values and your principles and your morals are being tested. Oftentimes when we go to work or when we're at school, or on our job, at church, or just out mingling with our friends, we're often tested, right? So no matter what you tell a person about who you are or about your character, your test will prove who you are. It all depends on how you endure, and your actions during the test will speak for itself. It will speak for you. Okay, so your character is manifested under pressure. So anytime you're going through something and you're under pressure, remind yourself who you are, where you're going, and what you represent to others, okay? Because they value you, they trust you, they believe in you. You don't believe what you believe until you're broken. So when you get broken and you go through things, you have to connect with your beliefs and know that God's got you, whatever you're going through, that it's going to be all right, okay? You have to understand all the time that your convictions are proven by the tests that you endure. What you claim must be tested. So anytime you profess be a person of integrity, of value, and of great character, and you have great morals, you're going to be tested. So don't be disappointed or so fragile when you're going through things. When you know who you are, you're okay with what you're going through. That's why you can't just read somebody's resume, because when a person show you their resume, they make you believe that they're this, oh my God, the best person in the world. But it's your test that you go through which identifies what type of person you truly are. You have to check out your life, check out another person's life, and see what kind of character that they are, or what kind of character they have, how they're displaying themselves, okay? Oftentimes, our character is manifested by our appetites. What is your hunger? What are you hunger for? You know, is it food? You can tell whether or not you're overweight or you're overeating. Is it drink? Is it alcohol? Are you alcoholic? Do you drink too much? That's another thing to consider and think about. Or maybe it's sex. You're addicted to sex. Can you let that go? That's some of the things that can destroy your character. Okay? So you got to think about, what am I doing to maintain that good character that I want to have? The next thing is fame. Do you care about being known, or being around the in crowd, or going to a place, spending money just to be there, to say I was there and I went, and you know you can't afford it? Do you do things like that in your life? Yeah, I have made that mistake sometimes, but what you have to be concerned about is that when you become who you are, you don't have to reach out, buy, pay, or pray for fame, okay? It's going to come. You just have to be you and allow God to work through you. This is the gossip show. We can't gossip without talking about God, all right? So another thing I want you to think about is valuable to your character. How you handle power. What do you do with power? When you have power, what do you do with it? Can you be trusted with power? Think about it for a minute. Yeah. Will you abuse your power if somebody gave you power? Or will you respect your character enough to operate with integrity when you have power? Values are better than rules. Just know that. And values are such a big part of your character. So values they outlive your goals. So if you got values, my God, your goals are going to be successful because your values going to outlive your goals. They're what's enhancing the character that you have. Your values is going to send a message to the people that you serve, the people in your community, the people on your job. Your values have to be in a place where they can be identified. That is one of the number one things when it comes to your character. When you've been fractured and broken, you have to get back to the place of knowing who you are, having the right values, and allowing your values to be identified, as well as allowing your values to be accepted. Your values must be believed. They got to be believed. And the only way people are going to believe in your value is when they have the opportunity to interact with the character that you display. Your character can shape organizations. Your character can change the world. It can change nations. Even though your character are personal to you, but it's not private. It's on display every day, all day long. Just something to think about. This is a gossip show. If you need some coffee and tea, go grab you something to drink and sit down and sit with me while we continue this talk. You know, your values are going to attract like values. Whatever your value is, it becomes a magnet. And it attracts people to you of like kind. If someone tried to get you to break a law or a rule or do something corruptible, you're already considered as a failure. You failed your character. Because if your value was in place and your character was speaking loud, as it should speak loud, they wouldn't even approach you with that. You have to wear your values well. You know, you want people to look at you and say, because they believe who you are and they know who you are, they wouldn't even approach you with certain ideas and certain things. But they approach you and they're attracted to you because your values are not shining and not speaking loud, and they believe that you'll do anything just like they will. You have to wear your values well. Keep yourself in a position that evil won't even come near you. Okay? You have to walk past evil. Evil will be all around you, but so far away from you because of who you are and how you wear your values. If someone corrupted tries to get you to participate in a corruptible scheme, you're already defective. Don't allow yourself to be defective by attracting the wrong people in your life because your values weren't strong enough to keep them away. Your values have to keep people away from you. Your values must be believed, and they have to speak loudly. They have to speak loud enough that someone would say, oh no, we can't even go near them with this. Don't do it. Don't even try it. Okay? Your values have to make them have a second thought when they get considered involving you in something that doesn't show great integrity. Your values are loud to the world. They're loud to your surroundings. They're loud to the people that you serve. They're visible. And as I said earlier, they have to be believable. It's a must. You know, values can create or destroy you. It can destroy your character or it can build your character. A good leader values what they do. They want to be faithful. They want to act in integrity. They want to use self-control. And they want to have a life of steadiness. You know, they want to have integrity towards the people that they serve. They have to value personal integrity as well. And they have to value maturity. They want to have values of maturity, doing what's right because it's right, acting like they're mature, not doing childish things and thinking childish ways and being manipulative. The values of yourself and your character comes with great humility. That lies on the inside of a great leader, having humility. Those things that I've mentioned to you tonight are great values of great leaders. So it's important that we not lack leadership values, okay? The impact of a leader of a leader's failure is not as great as failing to deal with the failure effectively. So when you know you're a great leader and you seem like you're failing in certain areas, it's how you endure and it's how you effectively deal with it that's going to bring you to where you need to be. Everyone fails in their life every now and then. Everybody has done something to make them feel depressed because they did not deal with their failure properly. Learn how to deal with your failure, okay? Failure in leadership is closing an account of trust because people trust you, okay? And when you fail as a leader, they begin to shut you out, close the account. It's like going to a bank and you don't have no more money in that account anymore. That account becomes closed. They don't even notify you. They just disconnect you. That's how the world is, okay? And trust is something that you can't pay for. It's something that you can't pray for. You can't buy it, and you cannot demand it. So we have to live a certain lifestyle that creates a level of trust based on how you handle your account with the people you're connected with, or how you handle your account of your character. Trusting you and having people believe in you is like a currency to leadership. You know, it's like Bitcoins to leadership. Yeah. So the key to leadership is trust. The key to, just coming back when your character has been broken and shattered, sometimes take us off course. But keep yourself in a place where you have values. Your characters are good, and people can trust you and believe in you, and your fractured character can be molded again and put back together by the potter. Okay? You are as safe as the account that you protect. Protect your character. What you are doing with your life right now, that could cancel your account with people in your surroundings. So what are you doing with the power that you've been given? That is my question I want to ask you tonight, and I'm going to leave with you. What have you been doing with the power that you've been given? You know how you have your cell phone when you come home, you turn that cell phone off, you unplug it. You might want to take the battery out of it. But that doesn't mean you're not going to get voicemail messages, does it? Right? It doesn't mean that your text messages are not going to come through when you pick your phone back up. Okay? So that's just like turning your TV off now. That doesn't mean you're going to miss your show, because most people now have a TiVo in their home, right? And their shows are being recorded even when they're not at home, when their television is off. And whenever you want to plug in, you can. So just because you disconnect yourself doesn't mean you're unplugged. All right? So just because you fail doesn't mean you're disconnected from the Father. You're not unplugged from His grace and from His mercy. Okay? Your number one goal in life should be to protect your account of leadership, protect your account of your relationship with God, and spend some quality time to gossip with Him. That is so vitally important. It's impossible for you to try to lead somebody who you do not trust. Okay? So it's impossible for someone to follow you if they don't trust you. Trust is a deposit by our followers over time. But it comes with having great character, values, morals, and integrity on many different levels. Your character have to stand the test of time. And when your character stands the test of time, you'll be okay. You see this right here? Your test plus time equals trust. Your test plus the time that you endure equals trust. And what am I saying when I say that? Surviving battles, surviving attacks, surviving criticism builds trust. People are watching how you interact when you're going through, and how you interact when you're being criticized. You trust people who survive, don't you? That's why I want to encourage you tonight to stay steady under pressure and don't compromise. Every day when you wake up, I want you to just ask God, God, please don't let me mess up today. Let me be just who you have called me today to be today. If it's something that you don't enjoy doing or you won't enjoy remembering, you might like doing it, but if you don't think the memory is going to bring a smile and joy to your face, then you shouldn't compromise and you shouldn't do it. Okay? The answer should be no, don't do it. Remember, your character is valuable. Okay? Your test and your time equals trust. So endure to the end. I'm your host. My name is Dorothy Hart, and I enjoyed gossiping with you on tonight. I'll be back here next Thursday night, and we'll be gossiping again. Okay, so please like, share, invite your friends. And if you miss it, share a watch party. Okay? Good night. See you next week. Bye-bye now.